This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Amid mounting public pressure, San Francisco's DA has released surveillance video and other evidence in the deadly shooting of Banco Brown, along with a final decision not to charge the Walgreens security guard who pulled the trigger. So Brown was a transgender man shot last month after a confrontation over shoplifting. Police initially arrested Michael Earl Anthony on a murder charge. DA Brooke Jenkins later declined to file charges, saying the evidence showed he was acting in self-defense. Well, the public demanded to see that evidence, and today Jenkins delivered, along with a final decision not to file charges. Now, we are going to show you some of the store surveillance video, and we want to warn you, you may find some of it disturbing. So here we go. We can see the guard confronting Brown. The two get into a fight, and the guard is seen punching Brown. And then they tussle on the ground. At one point, he puts Brown in a headlock. The guard says during this time, Brown repeatedly threatened to stab him. Well, Brown is then seen getting up. He grabs his bag, he walks out, but then he makes a move toward the guard, which is when the guard fatally shot him. But the DA says that video was actually not the most critical part of her investigation. It was actually what the guard said to homicide detectives and his demeanor right after the shooting.
The whole time we were wrestling, she was saying that she was going to stab me. And that's what really put the fear in my heart. Like, okay, if I let her go, she might just try to stab me. So that's when I drew my gun out. She looked like she was getting ready to leave, but then she turned back around and advanced toward me. And I didn't know what she was planning on doing, but turns out her intentions was to try to spit on me. And by that reaction, by her turning around and advancing towards me, that's when I lifted it and then shot once.
All right, even though no knife was found, DA Jenkins said all the evidence points to Anthony acting in self-defense, and her office just can't prove otherwise.
We had to decide whether or not we had the sufficient evidence to prove this case to 12 jurors beyond a reasonable doubt. It was our conclusion that we did not have such evidence, and that is why we have arrived at this decision.
San Francisco Supervisor Shaman Walton is now calling on state or federal prosecutors for a second opinion.
If this person is not charged, then that means every security guard who is armed, not only in San Francisco, state of California, across this country, will feel that they have the right to shoot someone in cold blood over alleged shoplifting.
All right, joining us now, former Superior Court Judge LaDoris Cordell. She's joining us via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. First of all, your reaction to the video being released today.
Well, I think it is a good thing that the video is released. It's very important that in our legal system, particularly in our criminal legal system, that we be transparent. So it was a little bit coming, a little bit of time coming, but it was released, and I think it is very, very important that it is. And basically, that was probably the one of the major reasons, if not the major reason, why the district attorney decided not to charge the security guard with the killing.
So then if we talk about possibly a lesser charge, would you say that that would be appropriate in this case?
Well, so the district attorney said that she does not believe she could get a jury to unanimously convict the security guard. And if there were any kind of a charge, it might be manslaughter, for example. So just conversely, what she's saying is that any jury who heard this case would unanimously find that the security guard acted in self-defense. And I'm not so sure that I agree with that assessment. After viewing the video, I think it is a question of fact that a jury could consider and should consider, and a jury might conclude that there was no self-defense. And the reason I say that is that there have to be three elements shown, and I don't know that they're all there from what I've been able to see and what I have read. There has to be a reasonable belief on the guard's behalf that he was in imminent danger of, or belief of death. He has to reasonably believe that the use of deadly force was necessary. And in self-defense, you can use no more than force than is reasonably necessary. So I think that's really a question of fact. The district attorney came out one way, and I'm not so sure that, that there will be people who agree. And I think there were going to be some very unhappy people in San Francisco with this decision.
Do you expect the state attorney general to get involved?
I'm sure the state attorney general will take a look at this. Whether or not the state attorney general will weigh in, I don't know. And I think the state attorney generals don't generally second guess the decisions made by district attorneys. The only exception is when there is a huge public uproar. At that point, perhaps the state attorney general might want to get involved.
We appreciate your insight. Judge Cordell, thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, and stay with us for continuing coverage. We'll have more community reaction on the DA's decision coming up at 11 on the Late News with Sarah Donchie. All right, our other big story, students across Oakland will be back in class tomorrow for the first time in more than a week, and that's after the district and the teachers union struck a tentative deal on a new contract. In addition to raises for teachers, the $70 million deal includes hiring more nurses, counselors, and librarians, launching a new reparations task force, shared decision-making, and identifying ways to help homeless students. But as John Ramus reports, many students and parents still have some questions.
The strike is over and both sides are expressing satisfaction with the outcome. But many are wondering what the week-long work stoppage will mean for students in the short term and for the district in the years to come. The agreement wasn't concluded until the early morning hours, so teachers could work if they chose, but were not required to. And while the schools were still mostly empty, it just felt like a relief to parents that the strike was over.
Big day, yeah. It was a chaotic day. You know, it was sort of last minute. I don't think anybody really knew what was going to happen today.
After 7 days of protests and posturing, accusations and acrimony, when it was all over, both the district and the teachers union claimed that progress had been made toward building better schools.
It has always been important to me to move OUSD from a history of crisis towards a culture of stability and achieving quality for every student, family, and employee in our district. We have moved the needle significantly in that direction today.
We are incredibly proud to be able to announce that we have come to an agreement today and that we are able to bring students back into schools in a better than we left them.
But at McClymonds High School, senior Patrick Boatman wondered what the unexpected pause will mean for his plan to attend UC Merced next year.
It left me a little clueless at first because I'm like, strike, that's just random. Where did that come from? Why couldn't it just happen during like winter break or something, a time where like it wasn't that important to really pass? But it's like now, you know, that's kind of stingy to me because it's like, dang, y'all just took away that important week that we needed to get prepared.
The district says it will be tight, but they are confident that students will be able to meet all their requirements in these last few days of school, and graduation ceremonies will be held. But what about the future? The teachers union didn't follow a traditional bargaining process, instead declaring an unfair labor practice work stoppage in the last few weeks of school, putting students and parents under the gun. Lakeisha Young heads a parents advocacy group that was at odds with the union's decision to strike when it did.
Strike is supposed to be used as last resort. I don't believe that on May 1st, we were at the last resort. If anything, there was significant process being made, and they should have stayed at the table.
So will these kind of last-minute strikes become a go-to tactic? The district superintendent didn't want to ponder that.
I'm an eternal optimist, or I wouldn't have lasted this long in the job. I'm already moving on in terms of the things that we need to do to repair harm. For us to be able to provide the conditions that we need for our students, it means all of us are going to have to be reflective on how we work together differently.
School goes back into normal session on Tuesday, and everyone will be scrambling to finish up, just in time for the doors to close again for summer.
Trucks and heavy machinery are hard at work in San Jose. The city has started to tear down encampments. This is along Coyote Creek, so Valley Water can work on flood projects there. But as our Devin Feely tells us, the city's struggling to figure out where residents of those encampments will go next.
From the city's perspective, they say that you can't do the same thing, take the same approach to homelessness as you have in the past, and yet somehow magically expect a different outcome. But for the people on the ground, they say these sweeps can be disruptive and downright cruel.
I feel like a refugee in my own country.
Kathleen Langan has lived in a makeshift homeless encampment along Coyote Creek in San Jose for nearly a decade.
Any time that I've ever been going through a hard time, this has been a place of refuge for me.
But like dozens of homeless men and women, she was forced to move from her encampment. Valley Water is working on a flood control project along the riverway, and the struggle to find any other place for folks like Kathleen to go highlights Mayor Matt Mahan says the out-of-control crisis of homelessness in the city.
We have thousands of people living in our streets, and we literally have people dying out on the streets. We need faster, more cost-effective ways to get people into safe, managed environments.
Mahan is urging the City Council to prioritize emergency interim housing and services, $38 million in this year's budget. But some of that money is being diverted from permanent affordable housing.
If we spend the dollars the same way we always have, we're going to get the same outcomes.
The mayor says people like Jaime Navarro have benefited from his administration's rapid response model to homelessness.
Before moving into the tiny homes, I was homeless for 9 years on the street.
Navarro lives in an emergency shelter in South San Jose, similar to what was ultimately offered to Kathleen after she was forced to move out of her Creekside encampment.
It's not that I'm off my feet. It's that this interim housing is somewhere where I will not get arrested.
The mayor and the city council will address these new budget priorities and approach to homelessness at their meeting on Tuesday.
San Francisco's Community Ambassador Program is expanding to the city's Mission District. The group is called Community Connectors. So ambassadors will walk around the neighborhood providing resources, helping merchants, visitors, and people experiencing a crisis. It is all part of a broader strategy to promote public safety, improve cleanliness in the streets, and help address challenges facing the neighborhood.
A lot of poverty going on down here, a lot of drug and alcohol abuse going on, more than what I saw growing up. The change got to start from the people of the community first.
The Ambassadors Program is in other San Francisco neighborhoods like the Tenderloin, downtown, the Sunset, and Hayes Valley. Name that location. Okay, we'll name this one. There's goat yoga, there's puppy yoga, and now, well, there is beer yoga. People are finding a new sense of balance by cracking open an ice-cold beer in class. Beer yoga is booming in popularity around the world. It was the main attraction at Copenhagen Beer Week in Denmark. It's starting to catch on across the U.S. Newbies say there's no judgment at all in beer yoga.
Because the alcohol sometimes make you feel more loose and more like going with the flow, thinking a little bit less.
Yeah, thinking a little less. Yoga pros do admit balancing beer with traditional yoga poses can get a bit tricky. Some newbies are preferring to try it first at home before attending a class. Maybe I could do the splits then. All right, thanks for watching. The news continues streaming on CBS News Bay Area. We'll see you back here at 11 o'clock. Have a great evening, and thanks so much for watching.